That is so crazy that you would say that.
Scarlett, I love how vocal you've been, that you've been a fan of the franchise for so long. I'm curious, what do you think are the most important elements of like a good Jurassic film?
Great actors. Period. No, the script has to be solid. That's the first most important thing. And then you need a great cast, great cinematographer, fantastic composer, good editor, visionary director. You need the thrills, you need the corny jokes, you need the
Goonie sense of adventure,
yeah, the sense of adventure, and
the wonder.
A bunch of people have to get eaten too. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into the blender.
I'm obsessed with the fact that before even getting the call to do this movie, you just happened to write a 4-page analysis. On why Jurassic Park is good. So I'm curious, in your opinion, what are like the top 3 essential things needed for like a good Jurassic movie? And please don't say dinosaurs.
Wow. You know what's tricky about that, and this is the whole point really, is that it's hard to say it in words. When I wrote that document, what I'm doing is I'm sort of trying to take the essence of the story and tell it like it was like 1,000 years ago. So it's more like a campfire story. So it's like you're just trying to make it like timeless. So that's a little exercise I do with films I love. And I did it the day before I got the call about the job. I had no idea. I just did it because I love Jurassic Park. And what happened is my girlfriend, because she knew I'd spent like 5 hours doing this in this room, she saw this news article the next day about Universal looking for a director for Jurassic, and I was on the phone to a friend, and my phone went, and I kind of looked, and it was just this link to the article, and I copied and pasted it, and I sent it to my agent, and just wrote, "Is this stupid?" ? Hit send, carried on the phone call, and then put the phone down 45 minutes later, and looked, and there was 4 missed calls, and I was like, oh no, the Jurassic article, oh God, and I called my agent going, hello, like, what have I done?
Oh my God.
And he was like, you will never believe this. But he goes, but Universal called, and Frank Marshall, and they were asking if you'd be interested, and I told them you want to do your own thing. And he says, and as I was saying that, your text came through, and I burst out laughing. And so anyway, they're sending you the script, read it over the weekend, see what you think. And I kind of didn't want to like it. I thought, the easiest version of life is if it's just bad and I don't do it, And I got to the end and I'm like, damn it. It's like it was really fun playground that I felt like, this is what I've always wanted to do, this kind of thing. So, yes, I had to do it, I had to dive in.
Would you ever consider directing a Jurassic film? I know
That is so crazy that you would say that.
I don't
2028, baby.
Oh, the ink isn't even dry on the contract.
You heard it here first. No, actually, Mahershala is actually volunteered to.
He's going to do a one-man show at Jurassic Park. We were just talking about it
Which we're
for
so
7
excited
months
for.
on Broadway.
I know, it's going to be great for your family.
I'm doing the musical, actually.
Yeah. We're going to play the tennis balls.
Jonathan, I want to talk about the Altoids. Such a funny moment, and I love that it's wintergreen Altoids and not the original flavor. What does that say?
Is just slightly off center.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does that say about his character? I think it tells you so much about like his psyche in a way.
It does, yeah. I think he's got a ferociously fast brain. I think can go against him at points, and his need for physical. What's the word? I actually have the same problem.
Like a
I could do with the min right now. A cognitive, like
a reset.
A crutch, but no, the wintergreen was a choice.
An oral fidget.
An oral fidget.
You heard it here first.
How many containers does he have on him at all times? I feel like he's like handful.
No, I think possibly has one bottomless pit. No, 2. I think he has 2.
So
Zora's
one in the
carrying a
bag.
few packages for him.
That's true, yeah.
He's like,
she's
do you remember
smuggling
us carrying a couple of these?
why didn't Dolores get any Altoids?
That's true. I
They
don't know if
make
she's into
dinosaurs
mints,
sick.
though, is she?
They make dinosaurs
She
sick.
likes
Yeah.
berries
She
and
eats
You didn't know
pop.
that.
Yeah, they only do that.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
You didn't know they make them sick. Oh, no.
Was Dolores practical on set?
It was a full robotic animatronic, and it was so real. It would blink, it would move, it would make noise. So I think that was one of the best things because you were able to actually look at it. And then when it was in my backpack, I had an eye line for it. And most of the scenes, she was actually there. Some of it, it was raining and she couldn't be in the rain. So they had just like a blue tennis ball, but that was amazing.
Is she just as cute, like the puppet version?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cuter?
Yeah. No, they're like the same amount of cute, but she's so cute. The big screen is always better.
I'm taking her home with me.
That may or may not be a terrible idea.
What kind of pet do we think she's gonna be like? Like, what's happening to her in an ideal world?
Well, you said she doesn't get any bigger, right?
She doesn't get any bigger.
Yeah,
so that's her full size. It is still baby Dolores, though, and hopefully she could stay with me the whole entire life.
She's scared. She's scared though.
Come on, run!
How involved were you with the actual, dinosaur design, and did you know immediately, I want a xenomorph?
No, it's really hard to do. The xenomorph from Alien is probably, I think there'd be a very good argument that it's the best monster ever designed. And so you compete against that the whole time. And so then basically we threw that in the pot with the Rancor monster and the Elephant Man and a more obscure reference is the Chris Cunningham video, Rubber Johnny went in, and a T-Rex, obviously. And then just stirred the pot, and you just play with elements, and there's one particular angle that one of the artists drew, and it was like, that's it, stop, we've got it, that's it, that's the creature. And it was really super fast, sometimes it just clicks, and you get there quickly, and there was another creature in the movie. Took another 9 months and about another 1,000 designs before we nailed it. It was crazy.
What creature?
Called the Mutodon. It was the ones.
Oh, yeah.
You stay there, Audrina. It's right above you, okay?
I think you guys really are the heart of the movie. Did you see the New York premiere screening? Were you in the audience? Everybody was reacting to you guys, just so in love with all of your scenes. It was so fun to watch, especially some of your lines.
No, dude, yeah.
So, the comedic timing is so great. I'm curious, was any of that improv?
Yeah, a good amount of it was improv, and I felt so comfortable because Gareth was like, hey, man, try it. If it doesn't work, we'll cut it, or we won't use it. And if you're doing too much, I'll reel it back in. So I felt so comfortable. And I love improv. I love being an idiot in front of people and making people laugh. So that's what I did.
Very good at it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Was there anything that you tried that you were like, oh, I wish that would have gotten in?
Honestly, I think they kept in a majority of the stuff, which I was so... I had one line where I was like, it wasn't even funny. We were remember we were rafting through in Thailand, and I tried a line where I was like, you think they have air conditioning when we get there? And it didn't really land very well, so it's probably for the best.
I love that. I also loved the raft scene. What was it like filming that sequence?
I think there's a lot of memories from the raft scene because that was a very important scene that we wanted to get down packed, and sharing it with all of these guys was super cool. And when Luna, you were having to swim to go get the raft.
It was broken up into a lot of different days, a lot of different locations, a lot of months spread across that scene. For my personal experience, I got to really just work it out with Gareth, work it out with David Koepp, John Matheson. It's a very iconic scene. It's also, for my part of it, it's the one scene in the movie that doesn't have a score, which is really, really cool, which makes it just a lot more real. It makes everything a lot more just in your face, and you can hear everything. You can hear breathing, you can hear the water, you can hear the steps, you can hear the wind move the grass. There's so much more to that. So being able to really sit down with them and talk about it just made it feel a lot more iconic in a way, because it's just something that people are gonna remember for a really long time. So taking that intricate taking those intricate moments and beats to really just figure out how we're gonna make this exactly what the audience is gonna want to see. It just was it was so special, so cool to be able to have that experience.
Mahershala will obviously hold this for spoilers, but what do you think happened between Duncan and D-Rex? We don't see that moment on camera. Just give him a little boop on the nose. Is that how he got him to go away? What's
I think he distracted. The flare went out, and I think he went underwater and kind of like, swam away very quickly.
You guys didn't talk about it?
No.
I thought you had a conversation.
I thought it was rock paper.
Originally,
scissors.
I thought he died, but no, I'm joking. But I think he goes underwater and kind of.
Actually, maybe it's
Swims
not
through
the
his
real Kincaid. If
There
the
you go.
Kincaid
It's a
dies,
double.
it's a doppelganger Kincaid.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a
Who's
clone.
already in the
Evil-
jungle.
An evil. It's a Twin
Evil clone.
Peaks level evil version.
And it's called Coincidental.
I don't know what this says about my algorithm, but Jonathan, I keep seeing posts from questionable sources
All right.
that Ariana Grande's dog Toulouse is playing Toto
Oh, wow. Well,
in
I
Wicked
couldn't
for
possibly
Good.
say.
Can you confirm or deny?
I wouldn't be able to say anything about that film other than get ready because it's going to be extraordinary.
Can you say
Well,
anything
I hear
about
that Toulouse is a
Toulouse?
very good actor.
Really?
Don't know how I'd know that.